from the WYLN studios in Hazleton, Pennsylvania. WYLN Evening Edition at 5:30 starts right now.
Good evening. It's Friday, April 8th, 2016. I'm Ann Gownley. Authorities are seeking the public's help in finding an accused rapist. The U.S. Marshals are trying to locate 29-year-old Michael Hawkins, who allegedly sexually assaulted a wheelchair-bound woman in New York. The incident occurred on June 10th of 2012. He allegedly assaulted her in her apartment after her family members went to sleep. Hawkins also allegedly raped the wife of a friend on November 8th of 2013 in Rotterdam, New York. A warrant is out for his arrest, and authorities believe that he has ties in Pennsylvania. He is described as a 5'9" tall and weighs around 160 pounds. He has brown hair and brown eyes and has a 1.5-inch scar on his face, a burn scar on his right arm, and a chest tattoo of the Grim Reaper. A reward of $5,000 is being offered to anyone with information on his whereabouts. You can contact the nearest U.S. Marshal's office or call the U.S. Marshals Service Communications at 1-800-336-0102. An IRS phone scam has been plaguing the Hazleton area recently. Multiple complaints have been coming into the Hazleton police station from residents stating that they received calls from the IRS. Chief of Police Jerry Speziale is urging everyone who gets these phone calls to just hang up.
All I can tell you is if somebody calls and says they're the IRS, hang your phone up. The IRS will send you a notification. They'll contact your accountant. There's no reason to engage in any conversation with anybody representing the IRS and telling you that they're going to make a deal with you or you have a warrant. That's not how it works. If you had a warrant from the IRS, you can rest assured they'll be at your door. Do not fall for these tips. They're international scams. Even if the telephone number appears to be an IRS number, today with telephone spoofing, it's very simple to do. And it's very simple for them to use an IRS Washington area code with an IRS exchange and have that number come back to them in a foreign country. Don't fall for it.
As we enter tax season, these calls will become more frequent, unfortunately, and the chief just wants to make sure that no one becomes another victim. Although you may receive a phone call, there's nothing that can be done about it by police, because these calls are coming from across jurisdictional boundaries.
It's a federal jurisdiction. How are we getting it? We're not going to be able to recover your money. You're going to take a severe loss. Don't fall for it. The only thing we can do is educate you and tell you, hang the phone up. Don't even engage in it. The second they say, this is the IRS, click.
Once again, absolutely no money should ever be exchanged over the phone. If the IRS needs to get in touch with you, they will contact you through the U.S. mail. An annual Luzerne County Crime Watch meeting has been scheduled and the entire public is invited to attend. All Crime Watch groups are invited to the Luzerne County Courthouse on Monday, April 11th by County District Attorney Stephanie Salavantis. It will be held in the jury room of the second floor of the courthouse at 6:30 p.m. The focus of the meeting will be the concerns of each group in their particular area of the county. Representatives from Luzerne County 911, the Sheriff's Department, and several other agencies will be on hand to answer questions. Former President Bill Clinton stopped by Scranton High School yesterday in support of his wife and presidential hopeful Hillary Clinton. Nearly 500 people came out to hear Clinton during his 40-minute speech. He discussed Hillary's policy plans, which include affordable daycare, raising the minimum wage, and health care.
She is the best single change maker I have ever known. You know her here. You've been good to her here. She wants affordable preschool in every state in this country.
Clinton stated that Hillary is by far the best candidate because she has the best ideas. He also talked about her previous track record of fighting for the National Children's Health Insurance Program and encouraging an adoption program of non-infant children. The Clintons are expected to make other stops in Pennsylvania before the April 26th primary. A Quinnipiac poll released this week shows Clinton with a 6% lead over her opponent Bernie Sanders. Recent Franklin and Marshall and Harper polls also show that she is up by more than 20 points. This weekend marks the 19th anniversary of the McAdoo roller rink, the Strand. There are many activities going on to celebrate the anniversary. Owner John Shigo is very excited about this upcoming
We have
event.
many different activities and events planned for the whole entire weekend. What I'd like to touch upon is two of the free events that we have for the public coming up on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, the Carbon County Environmental Education Center will be bringing up Birds of Prey for a free presentation. That'll take place here at the skating rink on Saturday at 4 p.m. And then on Sunday, we will be showing the movie The Good Dinosaur.
Shigo encourages people of all ages to come out this weekend.
We have many different skating events. We're gearing up towards our big 20th anniversary, which of course be next year. But we added some more different free activities for the public to attend, along with a lot of different skating events and activities for the kids. And all the events are for anybody, any age. Doesn't matter, kids, no kids. Bring the family. Hopefully neighbors come over. Everyone just have a little fun, get out this weekend.
Once again, the events began this evening, and tomorrow on Saturday, the skating is at 6 and a free movie screening on Sunday at 6 p.m. Time now for our first look at our forecast. Well, if you were up early enough this morning, you may have seen some snow on the ground, and I don't think that we'll see the last of it, Joe. What do you think?
Hey, it caught me a little bit before off guard, but yeah, you know what? We do have some snow to talk about in our forecast for tomorrow. We'll get to the numbers in a little bit, but if you're traveling the next few hours, things looking pretty good out there on the highways. No major problems to contend with. We do have those winter weather advisories in effect for parts of our viewing area. They start tomorrow morning about the 2 o'clock through about the 7 o'clock tomorrow evening for the potential of some snow. And speaking of the snow, here it is, out and through this area here, making its way toward the east. It's going to be cold enough for all snow tomorrow. Now, temperature-wise, 24 hours, not too bad, but notice out toward the west, a little bit of some colder air, and again, that colder air is going to be here for this weekend. 37 in New Angola, 44 in Berwick, and 44 degrees in Danville. Complete 7-day forecast coming up in just a few. Ann?
Thanks, Joe. Coming up next, we'll hear from Hazleton Chief of Police Jerry Speziale on the recent drug arrests in our area and how the police are working diligently to clean up the streets. That and much more with the chief coming up here on WYLN. Stay tuned.
You're watching WYLN News with Ann Gownley, Gary Perna, Julie Stefanovich, Paula Degnan, Chief Videographer Mike Lula, weather with meteorologist Joe Garbacik, and sports with Eric DeBerardinis.
Welcome to the Extreme, the place where the greatest strength is your amazing enthusiasm, where there's nothing more explosive than the sound of your applause. Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey presents Circus Extreme. Get ready for the greatest show on earth. Dare to experience Circus Extreme. Kids tickets are $10, playing April 28th through May 1st at Mohegan Sun Arena at Casey Plaza. Get your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
You deserve to look your best.
With the rise of drug arrests in the city of Hazleton, I sat down earlier today with Chief of Police Jerry Speziale to talk about these recent arrests and the amount of work the police department is putting in to clean up the streets of Hazleton. Chief, over the past several months since you've been here, there's been a lot of drug arrests. You see them coming in every day. The city of Hazleton is really working hard to get these drugs off the streets. And something that you've been saying over and over again is one street at a time. You will clean up the city. What do you have to say about that?
I think that's a concept that you have to have. You have to go block by block, street by street, drug dealer by drug dealer, and dope bag by dope bag. And you just continuously stay with those tireless efforts. And that's what the men and women are doing. You know, they're concentrating, they're using intelligence-led policing, they're using the collaboration with the community, we're using foot patrols in specific hotspot areas, you know, using all of that data-driven analytics and the information that we're receiving is really helpful. You know, working with our counterparts from the Drug Enforcement Administration, the FBI task force, you know, the whether it be the Luzerne County District Attorney's Office and the, you know, the drug task force that they have. That's important. You know, everybody collaborating with the community, that's the success.
And you see the people responding to this in a positive light, seeing what the city police are doing. You see it on Facebook when a arrest is made. Sure. They're all excited about it and see that the police have the boots on the ground.
You know, people are tired of it. And, you know, there's no quality of life if your homes and neighborhoods are unsafe and you feel left unprotected. So imagine having those police officers out there removing the criminal element. You know, that's one up for the community, and that's what they want. And that's what we need to continue to do because, you know, those drug crimes lead to violent crimes. Those drug crimes lead to burglaries. Those drug crimes lead to all different aspects of the crimes that we face on a daily basis. So, you know, you have to look at it and you have to focus on it. And you have to be driven by the data and make sure that the men and women do what they're supposed to. And that's what they're doing. They picked it up and they are running with the ball. And they're running over the goal line every day and they're doing a great job.
And the community is really coming together and looking out for the police department, helping them, give them tips.
Yes.
Let's talk about the crime line, the text for tips.
Sure.
How has that been going since it's launched?
You know, Detective Godola has been yielding a lot of the tips, and I spoke to him yesterday and he told me that, you know, he receives a number of tips. He has tipsters that have been there for months. You know, so it's not like somebody just puts in a tip, gives you a little bit of information, and then runs away. They've been staying with it, and they've been communicating with him. He has some that have been there as long as, you know, for the months that we've had this, and he has some that just continuously answer back and forth and communicate with him. So this is a partnership. This is a community. This is us at the Hazleton Police Department and the Narcotics Division, and also this is working with our counterparts in law enforcement. So together we'll do what no one can do alone, and that's really what this is all about.
What could you tell the residents of Hazleton and the greater Hazleton area in a sense of what the police are looking forward to in the future, really stepping up, and you see them out more and working those streets and trying to solve as many crimes as they can? What could you say to them?
You know, what I could say to the public is continue to assist us and continue to, you know, provide us that information. If you see something, say something. You know, don't be afraid to call us if you're unsure of something. You know, that's what we're here for. That's what we get paid for. So we're here to be responsive to your needs, and that's what we will do. So please don't be afraid. Pay attention. See something, say something, and please get that information to us so that we can remove, you know, block by block, street by street, and make this a safer Hazleton.
Thank you very much, Chief. I appreciate your time.
No problem, anytime.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric, Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Well, the sun is now shining overhead, just a couple of clouds here and there, but don't let it fool you because the clouds will be rolling in quite quickly and some colder air is going to be coming in as we head into the weekend for Saturday and Sunday. And yes, we have to deal with at least some snow in our forecast. Onto the graphic for the day, and it was kind of chilly. It's been chilly all week. We really haven't seen any type of extreme warm conditions. We were kind of getting spoiled by some of the warmth we've had in the past. But again, it's very typical for March and April. We can see trends where we see warm weather, but also keep in mind we can see some cold weather. Cold weather coming in our direction going into this entire weekend for both Saturday and Sunday. Live 35, Skycast Doppler, nothing to really show you across our immediate viewing area, but that'll be the change. Change is coming, yes. Big change for tomorrow, and at this time we'll be looking at snow. 37 degrees outside our station in Hazleton. Actually, walk outside, it doesn't quite feel like it's in the 30s because the sun is pretty strong this time of year, and when that sun comes out, it really beats pretty good out there and feels good as well. 41 now, Wilkes-Barre Scranton International Airport, 36 degrees in Mount Pocono, 50 degrees in Philadelphia, 47 in Williamsport, 41 in State College, 36 in Bradford. Still in the 40s in the Wyoming Valley area, a little bit windy out there. A little bit of some snow, northern tier, upstate New York. Some more precipitation out toward the west. That is going to start to spread toward the east. As we start going into the morning hours tomorrow, into the afternoon hours, it's out of here as we head into the evening hours. And again, it's going to be all cold for all snow. We'll be looking at temperatures in the 30s. Again, this isn't going to be a big event. For the most part, widespread, say 1 to 4 inches. That's about it. And keep in mind, the snow doesn't last very long because as quick as the sun comes out, it melts it very quickly. Maybe a few minor problems out there on the highways. Not expecting anything significant, especially during a lot of this is going to occur during the daytime hours. A lot of this occurring on the grassy surfaces and so forth. But there could be a couple of problems out there here and there. But nevertheless, it's going to be cold. Much colder this entire weekend for both Saturday and Sunday. Extended forecast looking like this. We have the snow around for tomorrow, and it'll be windy, 37 for Sunday, and then early next week we're back up into the 40s. So the snow we do get, it's just going to be gone in no time. Pennsylvania, lottery daytime drawing numbers. The pick 2, 98, the pick 3, 984, and the pick 4, 6155. Pick 5 numbers looking like this, 52710, and the treasure hunt numbers 9, 12, 17, 20, and 30. Stick around. We'll have a lot more for you coming up after these commercial messages.
The Helping Hand Society's annual telethon will be held Saturday, April 23rd, live from the Health and Wellness Center at Hazleton and broadcast on WYLN TV 35. Enjoy local and regional entertainment all day Saturday from noon until 11 p.m. The Helping Hand Society's annual telethon live from the Health and Wellness Center at Hazleton on WYLN TV 35.
There's only one Hazleton-based television station that reaches voters across the entire region. WYLN-TV, the best political talk with extensive programming options. WYLN-TV, your stop for political talk.
Residents from the area came out last night to see some of their favorite radio personalities host a town hall meeting. Our Julie Stefanovich was there and has more on the story.
WILK News Radio hosted a town meeting last night at the Alice C. Wiltsey Performing Arts Center in Hazleton. Radio personalities took to the stage including Nancy Kamen, John Webster, Sue Henry, Steve Corbett, and L.A. Tyrone. The event was moderated by WILK and WYLN's own Paula Degnan. During the 2-hour live broadcast, the audience had the opportunity to ask the host questions on hot topics such as the upcoming presidential election. The station felt that it was important to go on the road to meet its listeners in person and get their inputs on local and national issues.
I mean, it's so exciting to us as talk show hosts to have people who are interested in what's going on and who want to talk about it, and they may not necessarily agree with me or someone else on the panel, but I'm hoping that we can be very respectful, because it seems like a lot of times people can be really rude to each other if they have a difference of opinion, but when you're face-to-face with people, it's a lot more respectful, and I just think it's nice to meet with people, and I hope that they took away that we love to hear from them.
Hazleton native L.A. Tyrone was pleased with the venue and last night's turnout.
When we first started talking about doing this was primarily Nancy's idea. Nancy Kamen, she's the program director. And, I guess we kind of took the idea a little bit from CNN in that they have the town meetings with the candidates. And, of course, we were going to do town meetings without the candidates to kind of gauge the public opinion, the feeling of it. And you're going to do that in northeastern Pennsylvania. You got to do it in the 3 big cities, Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, and Hazleton. And that's what we're doing.
Many audience members asked the panel about journalistic integrity and responsible reporting, especially when it comes to politics.
Anybody who does a job like we do, which is, and it depends on what the job is. We have news reporters and we have talk show hosts. News reporters obviously have to be unbiased. I think that's very, very important. So we all, when we're doing news reporting, truly try to do that. And as L.A. said, he does a talk show and he does the news, and there's a wall between the two, and that's really important. As a talk show host, when I give my opinion, I feel that I need to have facts to support it or to back it up. So I take that seriously.
WILK plans to host other town meetings in Wilkes-Barre and Scranton before the general election. Locations are to be determined, so tune into your radios to find out when and where they'll be hitting your area. In Hazleton, for WYLN News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Thank you, Julie. Coming up next, John Eric Pahulai is in for Eric DeBardinis with sports here on WYLN. Stay tuned.
If you're not in danger and you see a crime, text 274-637, 274-637, 274-637. Send your tip, take them off the street. Text 274-637. Send your tip, take them off the street. No one will know your identity.
Now helping to solve or prevent a crime is just a text away. Text my tips to the word crimes and let the law help you.
I'm Tiffany Cloud, host of The Storm. The 17th Congressional District is going to have an exciting primary race on the Republican side. This week I'm joined by one of the candidates. Matt Connolly, candidate for Congress in the 17th, joins me on The Storm, only on WYLN 35.
Welcome to WYLN Sports. I'm John Eric Polai, in tonight for Eric DeBardinis. On Monday, the Villanova Wildcats won their first national championship in 31 years. Since the game, Wildcats fans have been partying ever since. Today is the biggest day of the championship celebration, and Eric DeBardinis was at the championship parade in Philadelphia earlier this afternoon.
I'm Eric DeBardinis here in Philadelphia, where the parade to celebrate the NCAA men's basketball national champion Villanova Wildcats just wrapped up, and they recreated an old Villanova tradition to finish the parade. That was tossing streamers. They didn't do it though when the first shot of the season was made. They waited to replay Chris Jenkins' buzzer-beating 3 to win the national title, and fans still go wild when they see a replay of that shot, and they went wild all afternoon. The parade started at 20th and Market Streets and ended in a rally at Dilworth Park. Here are some sights and sounds from the day.
Well, it's amazing. I grew up a fan of Villanova ever since I was a kid. One of my earliest memories of sports in general was watching that 1985 game. My father went there, his father went there, and I was able to go there as well. And it's a real thrill to be a part of it.
I definitely didn't expect it. It's like really crazy here, and I was in the pavilion when we won, and I've never experienced anything like that. Everyone around me started like jumping and screaming, like people were crying and like throwing things, and it was just so loud in there and hectic, but it was an awesome feeling.
We also got the chance to catch up with Schuylkill County Commissioner George Halkovich, whose son, George Halkovich, is now a national champion. George is the Director of Basketball Operations for Villanova and had a crucial role throughout the season and for planning the parade. Here's what Halkovich, the father, had to say.
We're so proud of George, what he's done, but he's worked hard for it. He started out as a graduate assistant at Villanova 8 years ago, moved his way up to video intern, from video intern to assistant video, to video coordinator, now Director of Basketball Operations, having an important part on the coaching staff, helping out doing the scouts for the games. And, we're proud of him. But he also understands. George is a guy that's never lost his roots, and that's one of the great things about these coaches. They want to make, yes, winning is important, but developing a great young man for the future, that's the most important thing to them, and they do a great job of it.
And Villanova preaches family. We had the opportunity to catch up with a few players' fathers who just recapped the Wild National Championship and what it means to be champions.
There were 4.7 seconds. I knew that there was enough time to get off a good shot. And then when it played out with Ryan coming up the court and then passing it back to Big Smooth and seeing Chris drain it, just an incredible feeling. The fireworks started going out. Confetti was like a dream come true.
Well, the whole day is amazing. The fact that I was here 8 years ago with Ryan, and we were here for a Phillies parade, and now he's here as a national champion. He was a little kid then, and now he's a big guy now. It's hard to put into words. I walked off the court, or I walked away from the arena in Houston, and I said, take down the set, because that was a movie and it wasn't a game. And to see this in this great city of Philadelphia and Villanova basketball, it's difficult to put into words what this meant for him, all the time and effort he's put in. And we came up a little short over the last couple of years. Now we got beyond those first weekends and all the way to the final game. And, obviously with Chris Jenkins and Ryan and Josh, we brought home the championship. Just amazing.
From Philadelphia, I'm Eric DeBerardinis, WILN Sports.
Thanks for that, Eric. For more parade coverage, check out our Facebook page at WILN Press Box. Up next, Joe Garbacik is in with a final look at the forecast. Stay tuned.
For over 25 years, Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, 118 Boulevard Road, Bloomsburg, has provided professionally designed skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields. All stations are handicapped accessible with resident NRA certified shooting instructors on site. There are packages available to fit anyone's budget, restaurant and catering on site. Our facility is also available for weddings, business meetings, bachelor and private parties. Call 570-384-2314.
Watch Off the Beaten Path on WYLN TV 35 and discover the Pennsylvania you never knew existed.
All right, well, we do got some snow that will overspread our area as we go into tomorrow and tomorrow evening, so be prepared for that. It's not going to be a whole lot across our region, but just enough to remind us it is April and anything can happen across our area. And widespread 1 to 4 inches. That's pretty much is about it. And as you know, this time of year, anytime we do get any kind of snow, it doesn't stick around very long. It melts very quickly, and before you know it, it's here, it's gone, and that's about it. And some showers, milder weather for next week.
All right, sounds good. Well, we do want to, say hello and welcome to John Eric Polite. Excited. I know he'll be doing some sports. He'll be doing even some news. So welcome to the team.
Thank you, and I am very excited to be here and be a part of this team.
Hey, what a way to start. Eric's down at Villanova. Can't get any more exciting, and put it back together and this whole story. So welcome to the team, and I know we'll have plenty more from you
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And yeah, like you said, a great way to start off. Villanova championship in Pennsylvania.
All right. Have a good night and good weekend.